Coming up, Tzu Chi's faith-based innovations won gold medals at Geneva International Exhibition of Inventions. Tzu Chi volunteers in Australia held relief distributions for families affected by brush fires in Adelaide. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. As a disaster relief solution, Tzu Chi Foundation has developed many faith-based innovations, which have won many international awards. Recently, Tzu Chi's products, including the foldable disaster relief furniture set, the packaging and carrying system, the mechanical bell and drum clock, and the foldable disaster housing, have won 3 gold and 1 bronze medals at the 44th Geneva International Exhibition of Inventions in Switzerland. Here's more. At the special honors and award ceremony of the 44th Geneva International Exhibition of Inventions, 695 exhibitors from 40 countries wait to hear the announcement of the winners. 45 organizations, including the International Patent Association, Swiss government, and different invention institutes, will honor the winners out of the 1,000 exhibitors. Then it is announced that Tzu Chi Foundation's foldable disaster relief furniture set has won the Swiss Industrial Design Prize. In addition, Tzu Chi Foundation's mechanical bell and drum clock has won the prize of the National Research Council of Thailand. With its abundant experience in disaster relief, Tzu Chi Foundation and Jinsi Corporation have developed several faith-based innovations. At the most important exhibition of inventions in Switzerland, 4 of the innovations, including the foldable disaster relief furniture set, have caught much attention. In addition, Tzu Chi's innovations have also been reported by the media in Europe, including La Tribune de Geneva. Now it has also won special honors and awards. At the 44th Geneva International Exhibition of Inventions in Switzerland, Tzu Chi Foundation's foldable disaster relief furniture set has won 3 gold and 1 bronze medals. Over the weekend, many local residents have come to the exhibition.
Je trouve que ces produits
I think your Jinsi folding bed and foldable table and chair are very practical. They are light and steady. In addition, they look good.
Je pense que ça peut aider vraiment beaucoup de monde.
At Tzu Chi's exhibition stand, volunteers mindfully introduce other innovations. Another award-winning Spanish designer has also come to learn about them.
I think the designs of Jinsi folding bed, table and chair are very good. They're easy to use and can help many people in need. They truly deserve the special honors and gold medal in Switzerland.
O de la magia de los inventos.
For me, it was very emotive because I feel it's really we need only one living because it's quick. You never know what happened tomorrow.
These award-winning products are the innovations Tzu Chi volunteers have developed, combining disaster relief experience and humanistic spirit. The volunteers also introduced Tzu Chi to the exhibition goers.
We are very grateful we have the opportunity to be here, and also we are very grateful that Master Zheng Yan, her spirit and her wisdom can integrated in the Europe, especially in Switzerland and Geneva area. From this point, we can spread the loves around the globe.
The parents here bring their children to the exhibition. I think we need to train children's creativity. We are very grateful we can introduce Tzu Chi to people in this exhibition of inventions.
An innovation combining creativity with concepts of conservation, the foldable disaster relief furniture set has demonstrated compassion of people in Taiwan for people in Europe. The 2016 Recycling Coordinator Training Camp is recently held at the Jinsi Hall in Hualien. Close to 1,000 volunteers from 8 countries shared their thoughts on the last day of the camp. In addition, Master Zheng Yan also commended these volunteers for their commitment to protect the environment.
The 2016 Recycling Coordinator Training Camp is held at the Jinsi Abode for its final day event. Volunteers from 8 countries share their thoughts on recycling.
The master has been saying that there are many people in China. When China is safe and sound, the world will be safe and sound. As the master's disciples in China will always remember the master's concern.
This Asian recycling volunteer has learned much from the seminar. When she is on stage, she clearly expresses her thoughts.
When we serve, we gain something. If we recycle, we'll become healthier.
Master Zheng Yan thanks all the recycling volunteers for their dedication.
这几年师父都一直在说，和心和气互爱协力，和和互协，所以大家共同这一念心要合起来，好，那么这都是人间路啊！我们同心同志愿，同行菩萨道，这都是慈济人间路。
Working together with one mind, Tzu Chi volunteers work amongst the public to do recycling, with a commitment to protect the earth.
As we mentioned, about 1,000 recycling volunteers have gathered for the 2016 Recycling Coordinator Training Camp. In addition, they made a pilgrimage to the Jingsi abode. Despite their old age, many senior volunteers were also in the procession, kneeling or prostrating themselves to show their firm dedication to their mission.
Taking first steps and praying sincerely, these volunteers head towards the abode on their pilgrimage. Close to 1,000 participants from the 2016 International Seminar on Recycling gathered at the Jingsi abode on April 17th for a pilgrimage.
I pray for people to have pure hearts, social harmony, and world peace. It's important that everyone cleans their heart.
Many senior volunteers also take part in the pilgrimage despite their old age. They can prostrate, but they bow 90 degrees to pray for world peace.
During the pilgrimage, I thought the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas were watching us from above, so we had to be very sincere. If I can do something, I'll take the chance, because it's rare.
If we can recycle, we must do it. Only when we do it, we'll gain something. I hope I can follow the Master's teachings in every lifetime.
Their shirts are wet and their pants are slightly worn, but they still do recycling because they love the earth.
In our next report, we meet a special recycling volunteer at Tzu Chi Recycling Station in Taichung. 35-year-old recycling volunteer Lin Pei-guan suffered a brain injury when she was little, so she has the mentality of a 6-year-old. Fortunately, after she started volunteering at the recycling station, she was able to learn from the other volunteers.
She does recycling while singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars. She is Lin Pei-guan at the Tzu Chi Recycling Station.
She has no worries at all. She only has a pure heart, and she recycles happily every day.
Lin Pei-guan's mental development was affected when she was little. She is now 35 years old, but mentally she is only 6. Before coming here, she never did housework. But after she started doing recycling at this Tzu Chi recycling station, she now helps her mother with the household chores, and her manners have improved much.
Many people bring their recyclables to us, so whenever she sees someone coming with recyclables, she'll take over the items and say thank you to them. She's very polite now.
It's easy to distinguish between plastics and paper, but to Lin Pei-guan, it is a difficult task. However, Tzu Chi volunteers teach her with love and patience.
She's like a piece of white paper, so she learns whatever you teach her. If you teach her to do good deeds, she'll be guided in the right direction.
It's like children learning at a parent-child class.
If I tell this to my kids at home, it won't leave a deep impression in their minds, but here they can really feel it and understand it better.
Working hard diligently with a pure heart, anyone can protect the earth and children.
In southern Australia, bushfires have been occurring regularly since last November. In the area surrounding Adelaide, after fires were under control, local Tzu Chi volunteers have helped distribute relief supplies in March and April. Now there are plans to return in June to help plant trees.
A volunteer surveys the home and property of local resident Russell as he explains the damage the fire caused. Although all of his farming equipment was lost, his house remains standing.
And it burnt every piece of iron on the pergola on this side.
Yep.
And it's damaged every piece of iron all the way along the gutters.
Mm-hmm.
But then it got into this section of the house, which is the old, which had a lot of wood in it. So it's burnt all the wood rafters. And on the other side is a steel frame.
This is Adelaide in southern Australia, where brush fires have been occurring regularly. In March of this year, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived in the Wasleys community to distribute relief items. A month later, they returned to offer relief funds and blankets to 37 households affected by the fires.
We don't know anything about the Tzu Chi Foundation, so we looked up and saw the amazing work that you do. So we were very, very grateful. Thank you. Everybody's friendliness, the lovely warm welcome, just everything about it is absolutely lovely. It's sort of like meeting friends that you have known for a long, long time.
In addition to helping local residents, the kindness of Tzu Chi has also inspired some local residents to don volunteer vests to help.
I think what you're doing is amazing. You know, this event, staging all this to help the community, which is, really, really good.
And love.
Over the course of 2 relief distributions, Tzu Chi has helped 75 different households in need. In the future, to help with the region's recovery, there are plans for Tzu Chi to return in June to help replant trees that were destroyed in the fires.
NGOs in Australia seldom hold free clinics at a fixed location in the country, as most opt to travel abroad to serve. However, TIMA has been helping the disadvantaged in the town of Tara by holding annual dental clinics for the past 10 years.
If it were not for traveling on this dirt road, one would not see this side of Australia.
Why did you come to Tara?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I never realised that Tara was that bad.
Tara is a town in Queensland with the lowest employment rate. Of the some 3,000 people who live here, most are economically and medically disadvantaged.
So we had a lot of people with poor hygiene, and we had a lot of people that had a lot of dental problems.
We first came to Tara to hold a free clinic in 2007. Back then, we heard that there really were no dentists serving here.
By 2016, the 10th year of TIMA Free Clinic in Tara, 88 medical personnel from Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, and Tara came to serve. Taking off from Brisbane, one arrives in Tara after traveling for 380 kilometers. The change in the scenery is dramatic. At the other end, doctors have already arrived at a senior home in Tara to check on the residents' dentures.
Oh, wow, you got beautiful teeth. Okay, well done. Now, open wide again for me, as wide as you can. That's it. Oh, wow.
Seniors living in a caring home mostly wear dentures here. Some may have had their dentures for over a decade or even 2 decades. As the dentures begin to wear out, we will have to reset the base so they can bite better.
To hold this 3-day free clinic, One must first realize that a tooth extraction costs about $153, while partial dentures will cost between $842 and $1,150. Such kind of expense is nearly impossible for residents who live off of unemployment benefits or government subsidies. Most importantly, finding a dentist is a big problem here, so many people can only endure their toothache.
When they have toothache, they ignore it until pus begins to ooze out or their cheek becomes swollen. Some resort to drinking to try to numb the pain. Our dentists really feel sorry for these people.
Anne originally wanted to get a tooth extracted. However, that will affect her denture. The dentist took care of the problem for her. The next day, her new denture is already prepared by a dental technician.
How's that feeling there?
I think it's okay. It feels a bit strange because my mouth's numb. But just not to have that metal in your mouth. You don't know how fantastic that is. It's just great, and I really appreciate everything that everybody's done.
The smile of a patient is the medical team's greatest reward. In May of 2007, when the free clinic was first made available, there were not enough doctors, while there were only 7 dental chairs.
When we first decided to hold a free clinic here, as we didn't know too many people, dentists were mostly us who were Tzu Chi.
A doctor once commented that coming here was like an animal being locked in a zoo. We arrive here in cars and then stay inside a clinic from dawn till dusk.
I still remember that we used to see patients from 7 till 11 at night. Our dentists were completely worn out.
At first composed of Tzu Chis who studied medicine. Now the medical team has grown and even collaborates with dental schools.
Starting from this year, we realized that dentists signing up to serve have exceeded the number we need.
10 years ago, residents here had no idea what Tzu Chi is about and thought the service was organized by the government. 10 years later, some residents have come to help out with the free clinic.
If it's quicker to set up, it means you can see more people.
There are different ways of paying it forward too. At the conclusion of this year's clinic, the givers and receivers part ways with love filled in their hearts.
For the past 2 days, there have been earthquakes in Kyushu, Japan, around the Kumamoto area. In Puncha, Malaysia, a group of 100 Tzu Chi volunteers and DaAi mothers held a prayer service at the end of their class to pray for the well-being and safety of those affected in Japan.
This is the Tzu Chi Putong retreat in Malaysia. Today, 80 DaAi mothers have come to join in the 13th class. At the end of class today, they are holding a prayer service for those affected by the recent earthquakes in Kyushu, Japan.
In Kumamoto, Japan, there was a very strong earthquake, measuring 6.5. So we spent today thinking of Kumamoto and sent out prayers and blessings to be with them.
With their hands clasped together, each of the members offers prayers in their own way, but they're all praying that people suffering in Japan will safely make it through this difficult time.
I just pray by closing my eyes and reciting my sutra silently. I pray for their blessings, hoping for their peace and safety after this natural disaster.
Just moments before, these DaAi mothers were engaged in lively discussion in their class, but now they are solemn as they consider the news of the earthquakes in Japan. It is a powerful reminder of the concept of life's impermanence they have often discussed.
I believe that human life is impermanent, just like we were learning in our courses about impermanence in the 8th Great Awakening Sutra. Then we just heard about the quakes in Japan. We have been very saddened by the news.
With their hearts and minds in focus, these 100 volunteers are sending their prayers and blessings to the people of Kumamoto, Japan.
The second Sunday of May each year is of special importance to Tzu Chi followers, as it is a tri-celebration of Mother's Day, Buddha's birthday, and Tzu Chi Day. To prepare for these celebrations, in Malaysia's Kuching, 100 shifts of Tzu Chi volunteers were invested to produce paper carnations to give away as a special Mother's Day gift.
These purple carnations are beautiful as they appear in bloom. In fact, they are the work of careful volunteers. On this day, Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia's Kuching are working hard on preparations for the upcoming tri-celebrations of Buddha's birthday, Mother's Day, Tzu Chi Day.
At the beginning, when we were teaching them, they had no clue about how to do it. But after one night, they were able to produce 600 to 700 flowers. This is delicate work, as everything has to be done according to a process which can be practiced. This is a type of spiritual cultivation as well.
Producing 3,000 paper carnations is no easy task, as some 100 shifts of volunteers were invested. These flowers are to be distributed as Mother's Day's gifts and blessings for those who attend the Buddha Day celebration.
We divide up the labor with one of us cutting the paper and another person folding it and another person tying the flower.
When I'm not at work, I find time to come here to do this, but we can't finish it all. So I recruited 3 other female Tzu Chi practitioners to come and work together.
Canadian woman Judith Carol Gardner, who completed her Tzu Chi volunteer training in Kuching 5 years ago, just happened to be here on vacation and happily volunteered for this duty, which was a sort of reunion for her.
This is family. I mean, don't you go and help your family? And I'm really excited about the 50th anniversary celebration. We want everyone to come. We want to make it special for everyone. So, of course, I'm here. I want to help.
Every flower produced requires patience, and when presented, conveys a blessing from the volunteers who work tirelessly to produce them.
In Taiwan, Nanxing Community Development Association in Kaohsiung began promoting the use of enzyme in farming 8 years ago, but most residents only use it for cleaning purposes. Not giving up, members of the association are growing farm produce using the enzyme, which produce great results.
This piece of farmland is their experiment. After the farmer adds enzyme to water for dilution, they water it on their vegetables and fruits. They also use compost instead of any chemical fertilizer. The fruit of their efforts is amazing.
Our vegetables are crispier than the others in the market, and they look fresher too.
The ones grown with the enzyme taste sweet and crispier.
Every family always has leftover vegetables and fruit peels, so these farmers turn them into compost. The guavas have become greener because of the compost too. The elderly in the community have also started experimenting it.
By looking at the result of the experiment, other residents who are growing bananas, guavas, or other vegetables or fruits know they can try our method.
People in the community have begun using the natural products to help the soil return to its natural state because they want a community free from poisons.
In China, Tzu Chi volunteers in Nankou and Beijing recently went to nursing homes in their areas to bring some vitality and joy to seniors. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.